Hi, I'm here with Rena Kline and with Linda. How do you say your last name, Linda?
Acrovo.
Acrovo, one of her daughters, and we're having a visit. And Rena was just telling stories about her early days at Grace, including walking to church. Rena, thank you for sharing stories today. Did, where did you live nearby in Merchantville?
I was born and raised in Delaire.
Okay.
It wasn't Pennsauken back then.
Okay.
And the house that my father built, is it still there? It's still there. My mother said there was enough nails in it to build 3 more.
So
And
how did you walk to
my
work?
father's whole family lived a block away,
Yeah.
next to the White Ale Inn, but it's not that anymore. They made a restaurant out of it, and a church and whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
When did you move to Merchantville?
I forget.
Were you a little kid, or was it as a married woman?
Oh, we had been around so many different places trying to find a place to live.
Yeah.
In fact, we had one place, I think it was on the White Horse Pike, but I'm not 100% sure. Oh, yeah, it was across from Aggie Motors, where my father used to buy all his Nash cars.
Okay.
He wouldn't buy a car anywhere else.
He knew what he wanted.
Oh, yeah. And he always liked them. And we used to call them upside down bathtubs, because that's what they looked like.
I've never heard that.
Uh,
Now, a minute ago, you were telling me you used to walk to Grace Church.
when we lived in Merchantville,
Where did you live in Merchantville? Did you see
down on Poplar Avenue, right off 130. But it was nice back then, but then all of a sudden they made it like a big circle, and it was awful with traffic.
Poplar Drive?
And there was a dry cleaner, Milano's, on that corner, and the catty corner across from that was a store. I think what was it, a drugstore or whatever, or another dry cleaners, and then right up the street from that was the drugstore. That's what it was.
How did you walk to the church?
Right up Maple Avenue.
And what did you find when you got there? What were some of the things you did at church?
Oh, I went there. We lived there for over 8 years, so I did it for over 8 years.
So you would go to worship on Sundays, and now you were involved in
Yeah.
the choir, right?
Yep. I worked at Curtis Publishing Company when I was a teenager over
Okay.
in Philly. Did you ever hear of it?
No.
The Ladies' Home Journal,
Yes.
the Saturday Evening Post.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh. And Linda worked there too one time. She was on that one desk, the main desk for subscriptions, I think it was, wasn't it? I forget what it was, Lynn. But I know you.
What did you do in the church?
Now you told me you were in the choir for a long, long time.
Yeah.
Well,
And Edie Mae and I were the soprano soloist. And
uh-huh.
whenever there was second soprano in the anthem, I would sing it, and she'd look up at me and say, "What are you doing?" She would get so upset.
Instead of staying on first soprano with her, you would go out
I
to
still
second
love to
soprano.
do that to her.
Really? And what did you enjoy about that? Just surprising her, or?
Oh, yeah, because she'd look at me and say, "What are you doing?" And then when she died, I was right on the end of the soprano row, the first seat,
Okay.
as you come up to the altar. And they put her casket right there at the bottom,
They did.
right almost by me, but down on the floor,
Yeah. Yeah.
And I thought, boy, I wasn't too happy about that, but that's what they did. Because, memories start to come back too.
Yeah.
What did you like about the choir?
The singing.
Who was the
And
choir?
there were, everybody knew everybody else. Like there was Patty Morton, Dave Morton. They were husband and wife. Marilyn and Don Hutchinson. They were husband and wife. Now, Marilyn was an alto. And Don, he was a really tall man. And he started singing bass. And Dave Martin was a tenor. I'm trying to think who else there was.
Who was the choir master, if you remember?
Well, Fred Homer for quite a while. He had the RCA Victor Glee Club. And even though I didn't work at RCA anymore, he made me the lead soprano with that too.
Oh.
And one time we went over to a home over in Frankfurt. You know, of course, the Tacony-Pelmar Bridge. And I was singing a solo, and so that I didn't forget the words. I was looking at the back wall. Here, come to find out, down below me, on the regular floor, because I was up on the stage, a man was having an epileptic seizure while I was singing.
Oh.
I said, "Oh, thank God!" And Fred walked in back of me and patted me on the back and says, "You're doing good." And I said, "Oh, that's nice." But I didn't know why he was doing it, and that's why he was doing it, because he knew I didn't see it. And it was over by the time I got done.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know, and then things started to slow up. You know, and then of course Fred made me the head soprano with the RCA Victor Glee Club. And I used to, I played the drum in Pensacola Junior High School, which is no longer. They don't have it in Pensacola anymore. I was in the band, the orchestra, the Glee Club, and then would you know, he started me, Mr. Rudy, who was the leader, he started me to play the kettle drums. And my mother said one time that I played the drums faster than I chewed gum. Or no, I chewed gum faster than I played the drums. I had it backwards.
And that was Pensacola Junior High?
Yeah.
Oh.
7th, 8th, and 9th grade.
So music has been important to you since you were a little kid,
But
it sounds
that's
like.
no longer. And my husband graduated from Merchantville High School in 1942. And he went to RCA, got hired, went in the Army for 4 years. He was a radio man for the Army. Linda, where was he stationed?
He was all over Europe. He was in Germany,
Yeah, because I
Belgium.
couldn't remember.
He was all over, Mom. France.
Yeah, and he
England.
was a radio man for them.
Okay.
And then when he came back, he went right back to work at RCA. How many years was he there?
I don't know.
38 or 42.
Yeah.
How many people could say that today?
He also built the tower on top of the World Trade Building, the radio tower,
Really?
at Telescience, which was part of, I think RCA bought them or vice versa. And I have pictures of my dad with the tower. And then they have a picture of the tower on top of the World Trade Center.
Wow.
So when that went down, it was meaningful to him. I mean, it was awful for everybody, but that was part of his history too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And when there were camel soups, your father and I used to go and stand up on a hill in Camden and look down at the trucks being loaded with cans of soup
Okay.
and watch the kids in the area down there stealing them off the trucks.
Right. Okay.
That's what we did that a couple of times.
I'm thinking about choir. You were telling me that you were in the Grace Church choir for a long
Oh no,
time.
there was nobody there, just my husband and I looking down.
Yes.
Yeah, there was a hill there.
You were in the Grace Church choir for a long time, you said.
Yeah,
How long?
they said I started singing in 1949. And I can't remember when I was done.
Is that certificate in a frame?
Oh, 2008.
Is that in here?
No, it's It's
May I
in
pick
the
it up?
hallway in the white hutch on a shelf.
Is it okay if I bring it in?
Oh, of course.
You were just showing me this. Can you?
Oh, 58 years. How many people say that today?
Not too many.
Oh,
So you were in the Grace Church Choir for 58 years, and you sang soprano.
can't believe it. Once in a while in the lobby, well, Becca plays, and then sometimes we sing, but now she plays songs I've never heard.
But we're talking about Grace Church.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, because then I would sing when I knew them.
You would sing more.
But I don't
You
have
know.
the voice I used to have. I was one note below the high C, and then my voice started to go down.
That happens to most people, I
Yeah.
think, with time.
How often did you go to choir practice?
Well, the 8 years we lived in Merchantville, then we moved to Mount Laurel, and we were there 63 years.
So you went once a week or once a month? How often did you go?
Oh, Linda, I can't remember.
But it was a regular thing. Sounds like it was
Yeah.
a long time regular thing. That's wonderful. And this certificate for 58 years was from 2008.
Oh boy.
That's so nice.